Late one night, in a desolate parking lot, Elon Musk happened upon a young woman sleeping in an old, beat-up car, her face etched with exhaustion and despair. Without hesitation, he approached and knocked on her car window, sparking a brief yet profoundly compassionate conversation. That unexpected encounter set off a chain of events that would transform the young woman's life, leading her from the depths of hardship to the light of hope and success. This story is not just about luck. It's a testament to the power of kindness and belief. Let's uncover this incredible journey together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below where you're watching from. Jada Harper was born in a small southern town where dusty, winding roads led to modest brick homes. Her family wasn't wealthy, but their home was filled with laughter and hope. Her father, Henry, was a gifted repairman known in the community for his ability to turn any old, broken object into something functional again. Something's only truly broken when you stop trying to fix it, he often told Jada. Her mother, Lorraine, was an elementary school teacher who encouraged Jada to dream beyond the confines of their little town. On warm, summer afternoons, Jada would sit in her father's workshop, watching intently as he dismantled screws and tinkered with old engines. Once, out of curiosity, she asked, "Dad, why do you like fixing things people throw away?" He smiled and patted her head. "Because I see their worth, Jada. They just need another chance." That answer, unbeknownst to him, became a guiding principle in Jada's life. As she grew older, Jada was not only intelligent, but also incredibly hardworking. While her friends spent time at parks or small-town parties, she buried herself in books, teaching herself about machinery and engineering. Her passion was nurtured by her parents, especially when she earned a full scholarship to a prestigious university to study electrical engineering. At college, Jada quickly stood out. She excelled academically and became involved in energy technology innovation projects. One of her professors remarked, "She has a rare intuition and determination that could take her anywhere." When she graduated, Jada didn't just finish at the top of her class. She also received a job offer from a promising tech startup. In the early years of her career, Jada shone with her creative ideas. She loved her work and the satisfaction of solving complex engineering problems. Although she wasn't wealthy, she cherished her modest life. A small, sunlit apartment, simple furnishings, and an old car. It was enough to make her feel free and content. But life doesn't always follow a peaceful path. Everything began to change when her father was diagnosed with a severe heart condition. Shortly after, her mother was diagnosed with cancer. The two devastating pieces of news struck like a storm, upending all of Jada's plans. Over the following months, Jada juggled full-time work with caring for her parents. She cut every expense to pay for their medical bills, but the debts kept piling up. Unable to manage both, she made the heart-wrenching decision to quit her job and dedicate herself entirely to her parents. Despite her relentless efforts, Jada's parents passed away within a year of each other. On the day she laid her mother to rest, Jada stood motionless in the quiet cemetery, feeling as though her entire world had crumbled. After the funerals, Jada returned to her empty apartment, where every corner reminded her of the happy days with her parents. With what little money she had left, she tried to make ends meet, but soon she couldn't afford the rent. On her first night sleeping in her car, Jada curled up in the driver's seat, her thin jacket offering little protection from the cold. She stared out the window, her eyes welling with tears as she tried to reassure herself, "This is only temporary. I'll get through this." But the weeks that followed brought no reprieve. Jada sent out dozens of job applications daily, only to be met with silence. She spent most of her days in coffee shops with free Wi-Fi, charging her phone and searching for new opportunities. At night, she parked in public lots where she felt relatively safe to sleep. At first, Jada clung to her pride. She dressed neatly, trying to maintain an air of normalcy and avoid revealing her struggles to anyone. But loneliness and despair began to eat away at her. Dreams of returning to her engineering career faded, replaced by thoughts of taking any job just to survive. One evening, while sitting in her car, Jada spotted her old laptop. It was the last item she had held on to, a relic from her days in the lab filled with ambition and hope. She opened it and scrolled through her past projects, the images stirring memories of her father's words. "You can do anything as long as you don't give up." For a fleeting moment, Jada felt a small spark reignite within her. It was faint, but it reminded her of the strength she once had. What she didn't realize was that during these darkest days, a small miracle was about to unfold that would change her life forever. That night, the parking lot lay silent under the faint glow of fluorescent lights. Cars stood still, like silent witnesses to stories of sorrow no one cared to hear. Jada Harper's old car was tucked away in a shadowy corner, avoiding curious eyes. Cold air seeped through every crack in the windows, making her shiver as she tried to wrap herself tighter in a thin blanket. Jada didn't know how long she had been asleep. Her memories were fragments, drifting between dreams and reality, like shattered pieces of a puzzle. Images of her parents smiling encouragingly in a hospital room mingled with memories of her passionate days working in the lab. But that was all in the past. Now, all she had was the cold, lonely night and a silence too heavy to put into words. A low rumble of an engine broke through the stillness. A sleek Tesla glided into the parking lot, its headlights sweeping across Jada's car, jolting her awake. Instinctively, she shrank into the shadows, hoping not to be noticed. The Tesla pulled into a nearby charging station. A tall man stepped out, dressed casually in a black hoodie and jeans. His sneakers hit the pavement softly, but in the quiet, even that. Sound seemed to echo. He reached for the charging cable, plugged it into the car, and leaned against the station, his eyes scanning the lot. They stopped on Jada's car. Her breath caught as a wave of shame and fear surged through her. She didn't want anyone to see her like this, especially someone who exuded the kind of confidence and success this man did. She lowered her head, pulling the blanket tighter around her, praying he would move on. But the man started walking toward her. Each of his steps seemed louder than the last, closing the distance between them as though fate had drawn a straight line from him to her. Jada wanted to disappear, but there was nowhere to go. When he reached her car, there was a soft knock on the window, not loud enough to frighten her, but firm enough to let her know he wasn't leaving. "Are you okay?" His voice was deep, warm, devoid of judgment. Jada hesitated, unwilling to respond, but something about his tone, gentle, sincere, made her feel a flicker of safety. Slowly, she lowered the window just a crack, enough to speak. "I'm fine," she rasped, her voice hoarse from cold and exhaustion. The man leaned down, and the light from the charging station illuminated his face. Jada's breath hitched. He wasn't a stranger. It was Elon Musk, the billionaire renowned for his world-changing projects. She froze, unable to believe her eyes. Elon looked at her, his gaze neither pitying nor critical, just curious and genuinely concerned. "No, you're not fine," he said, his voice firm yet empathetic. "You're sleeping in this car, aren't you?" Jada felt a lump rise in her throat. She didn't want to admit it, but she couldn't lie either. After a moment of silence, she gave a small nod. "How long has it been?" he asked, his sharp yet kind eyes locking onto hers. 6 weeks, she murmured, barely audible. Elon nodded thoughtfully, as if piecing together a puzzle she hadn't yet laid out. "What did you do before this?" "I was an engineer," Jada replied, trying to steady her trembling voice. "But I lost my job and my family." "What was your specialty?" "Electrical engineering. I used to work for a small tech company, but I had to quit to care for my parents." Elon remained silent for a moment, as though carefully absorbing her words. Then he straightened up, his gaze resolute. "Wait here." He returned to his Tesla, opened the trunk, and retrieved a neatly folded thick blanket and a thermos. Walking back to her car, he handed them through the slightly lowered window. "This is a warm blanket and some hot tea. They'll help you get through the night." Jada took the items, her hands trembling, not just from the cold but from the overwhelming kindness. "Thank you," she said, her voice cracking with emotion. "What's your name?" he asked. "Jada Harper." "All right, Jada," he said, his gaze steady and sincere. "I think I can help you. Would you like to get back to being an engineer?" Jada's eyes widened, unsure if she had heard him correctly. "Are you serious?" "Very serious," Elon replied. "I believe Tesla needs people like you, talented, hard-working individuals who've endured the unimaginable. Tomorrow, my team will reach out to you to set things up. But for now, rest." Tears streamed down Jada's face. For the first time in weeks, she felt a glimmer of genuine hope. "Thank you. Truly, thank you." Elon simply smiled. "You deserve a second chance, Jada. Things will get better from here." He returned to his Tesla, started the engine, and drove away. Jada watched the car's taillights fade into the distance, her heart brimming with a mix of disbelief and gratitude. Looking down at the blanket and thermos in her hands, she felt something she hadn't felt in months. Hope. That night, wrapped in the warm blanket and with the soothing heat of the tea filling her chest, Jada fell into the deepest sleep she'd had in weeks. And in her dreams, she saw a new road, brighter, broader, and waiting for her to step forward. The next morning, soft sunlight filtered through the windows of the old car, gently waking Jada. She sat up, her shoulders heavy from a restless sleep and lingering exhaustion. But as her eyes landed on the thick blanket and the thermos on the seat next to her, memories of the previous night came rushing back like a tidal wave. Elon Musk. Jada touched the blanket, as if needing confirmation that everything that had happened was real. He had said he would help her. Could it be true? Or was it just a kind word in the moment, a spontaneous act of compassion? As she was lost in her tangled thoughts, her old phone buzzed, breaking the silence in the car. The screen displayed an unfamiliar number. Jada hesitated for a few seconds before deciding to answer. "Good morning. Am I speaking with Jada Harper?" A warm, professional female voice greeted her. "Yes, this is she," Jada replied, trying to keep her voice steady despite her racing heart. "This is Priya calling from Tesla. Mr. Musk mentioned you and asked me to arrange a meeting to discuss a job opportunity. Can you come to Tesla HQ today?" Jada could hardly believe her ears. Things were happening so fast that she didn't know what to say for the first few seconds. But then she took a deep breath and responded, "Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much." Priya added kindly, "We'll send a car to pick you up. Could you please provide your current location?" Jada paused for a moment. She didn't want to admit she was living in a parking lot. But then she thought, if Elon already knew she was living in her car, there was no reason to hide. "I'm at a parking lot on Maple Street, near downtown," she said, her voice hesitant. Priya responded with nothing but polite professionalism. "Very well. The car will be there in about an hour. See you soon at Tesla HQ." When the call ended, Jada set her phone down, her heart brimming with a mix of emotions. This was a chance, a real chance, but could she rise to meet it? True to Priya's word, an hour later, a sleek Tesla Model X pulled into the parking lot where Jada's car was parked. The driver, dressed in a sharp suit, stepped out, his face bright with a friendly smile. "Are you Jada Harper?" he asked in a calm voice. "Yes, that's me," Jada answered, feeling slightly awkward in the face of such luxury and professionalism. "Please, come with me. We'll take you to Tesla HQ," the driver said, opening the car door for her. Jada stepped inside, immediately overwhelmed by the vehicle's opulence. The interior was modern and luxurious, with a serene quietness that felt almost surreal. The engine was so smooth that she didn't even notice when the car started moving. During the ride, Jada gazed out of the window, her mind racing with thoughts about the upcoming meeting. She was about to see Elon Musk again. She was about to walk into one of the world's leading tech companies. Was she worthy? Could she prove herself? When the car stopped in front of Tesla's headquarters, Jada couldn't help but be awed. The modern building, with its sleek glass architecture, reflected the sunlight like a beacon of the future. Polished pathways led to a campus brimming with greenery, where Tesla employees bustled with confidence and purpose. The driver escorted her to the reception desk, where a staff member guided her inside. With each step, Jada became increasingly aware of the stark difference between this world and her life in her old car. In a small waiting lounge, a young woman with a warm smile approached her. "Jada Harper, I'm Priya. It's a pleasure to meet you," she said, shaking Jada's hand warmly. "Hello, Priya. I'm so grateful for this opportunity," Jada said, her voice trembling slightly. "There's no need to thank me. I think today will mark a fresh start for you," Priya replied, leading her down long hallways. The glass walls allowed Jada to glimpse into workspaces where engineers were deeply engrossed in tasks involving circuit boards, design models, and computers. The entire environment radiated innovation and creativity. Finally, they arrived at a large conference room with transparent glass doors. Inside, Elon Musk was already seated. He wore a simple blazer over a white t-shirt, his demeanor relaxed yet commanding. As Jada stepped in, he stood and offered a gentle smile. "Good morning, Jada. It's great to see you again." "Thank you for taking the time to meet me," Jada said, striving to keep her voice steady. "There's no need to thank me. I believe this is an opportunity that benefits both you and Tesla," Elon said, gesturing for her to take a seat. The conversation flowed naturally. Elon asked about Jada's educational background and work experience, listening intently as she shared her story of struggle and perseverance. At first, Jada felt a bit tense, but she gradually became more comfortable. She spoke about her passion for engineering, the projects she had worked on, and the lessons she had learned from life's hardships. Elon listened closely, occasionally nodding or smiling. When she finished, he said, "I've met many talented people, but not all of them have the resilience you possess. That's what Tesla needs. Not just talent, but determination and the ability to bounce back." He continued. You'll start in an administrative role. It will help you get familiar with how Tesla operates. After that, we'll explore opportunities for you to contribute to technical projects aligned with your expertise. Jada looked at him, her eyes brimming with tears of gratitude. Thank you. I promise I'll work as hard as I can to prove myself. Elon smiled and extended his hand. Don't worry about proving anything to me. Focus on proving your worth to yourself. This is just the beginning, Jada. As she left Tesla HQ, Jada felt as if she was stepping onto an entirely new path. She hadn't just been offered a job, she'd been given a chance to redefine herself. Back in her old car, she sat in the driver's seat, looking at the blanket and thermos Elon had given her the night before. She clenched her fists, silently vowing not to let this opportunity slip away. For the first time in months, Jada felt something she thought she had lost forever. Hope. Jada Harper walked into her first days at Tesla with a mixture of hope and anxiety. Tesla's headquarters was a vast, modern space, unlike any workplace she had ever experienced. Sunlight streamed through transparent glass walls, illuminating the open, bustling environment where employees moved with focus and urgency. She couldn't help but feel out of place among these individuals who seemed to be working tirelessly to shape the future. The administrative role she was assigned didn't align with the technical expertise Jada had trained for, but she understood it was an opportunity to start over. Her responsibilities included managing meeting schedules, organizing documents, and assisting technical teams as needed. Tasks that seemed simple on the surface became challenging as she adapted to Tesla's high standards. Here, precision wasn't just valued, it was imperative. Every detail mattered. During the first few weeks, Jada noticed skeptical glances from some colleagues. They knew she hadn't joined through the usual hiring process, and this knowledge amplified the pressure she felt. Whenever she made a minor mistake, she chastised herself, fearing she was losing the trust of her peers, especially Elon Musk. One afternoon, as Jada was preparing materials for an important meeting, a senior engineer approached her. "This document needs to be sent out in 15 minutes, he said curtly, his tone sharp. "Yes, I'll take care of it right away," Jada replied, her voice trembling with tension. She dove into the task, trying to complete it as quickly as possible. In her haste, however, she made a minor formatting error that didn't escape the engineer's notice. The next day, her team lead, Clara, called Jada into a meeting room. "Jada, I understand you're trying to adapt, but at Tesla, precision isn't optional. It's the bare minimum," Clara said, her tone serious but empathetic. Jada felt her cheeks flush with embarrassment. The small mistake was a harsh reminder of the higher expectations she needed to meet. After their conversation, she sat quietly at her desk, reflecting on what she needed to do to improve. Despite the pressure, Jada refused to give up. She began staying late every evening, learning the software Tesla used, studying procedural documents, and noting every mistake she made to ensure she didn't repeat them. Her patience and determination gradually helped her catch up with the pace of the work. She started completing her tasks more accurately and earning the trust of her colleagues. Priya, a coworker who had been quietly observing Jada since her first day, would occasionally stop by her desk during these late nights. "Everyone needs time to adjust," Priya said one evening, placing a cup of coffee on Jada's desk. "You're doing great. Don't be too hard on yourself." Those words of encouragement became a source of strength for Jada. She began excelling in her administrative tasks and finding ways to support technical teams whenever possible. Occasionally, she suggested small improvements for organizing technical documents, and other times she provided feedback on spreadsheets she noticed could be optimized. 3 months passed, and Jada had grown more confident in her role. Yet, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was still distant from the technical passion that once burned within her. She told herself she needed a chance to prove herself in the field where her true strengths lay. One evening, while organizing documents for the engineering team, Jada came across a set of design schematics for a new battery project. The project faced a major issue: high production costs and underwhelming efficiency. Her eyes lingered on the numbers, and she noticed a few parameters in the design that could potentially be adjusted to reduce energy loss. Initially, Jada hesitated. She was just an administrative employee. Why would anyone take her suggestion seriously? But her father's words echoed in her mind. You can do anything, as long as you don't give up. The next morning, Jada gathered her notes and approached the lead engineer she had previously worked with to organize documents. I know this isn't part of my job, but I've noticed a few things I think might help, she said, her voice shaky but her gaze resolute. The lead engineer initially looked surprised but grew intrigued as he reviewed her notes. This perspective is interesting, he remarked. I'll bring it up with the team. Weeks later, Jada's idea was tested and yielded remarkable results. The engineering team not only managed to lower production costs, but also significantly improved the battery system's performance. When the results were presented, Elon Musk personally commended the team and mentioned Jada by name during a meeting. You've shown that creativity can come from the most unexpected places. Excellent work, Jada. Those words revitalized Jada. She wasn't just recognized, she regained confidence in her own value. Colleagues began seeking her input, and she was invited to participate in more technical discussions. One day, Priya pulled her aside, her smile radiant. Elon is considering moving you to an official technical role. You've earned this, Jada. Jada looked at Priya, speechless. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but for the first time in years she felt she was exactly where she was meant to be, doing what she loved. She had overcome her first major challenge, and now an open horizon stretched before her. Jada Harper woke up earlier than usual, a mix of excitement and anxiety swirling within her. Today marked the first day of her new role as an official member of Tesla's engineering team. From the moment she stepped into headquarters, she could sense a different atmosphere, as though all eyes were subtly fixed on her. This wasn't just another administrative job assisting technical teams. It was her chance to prove she truly belonged. Jada's team had been assigned a critical project, improving battery technology to optimize energy storage and minimize loss during use. The project was not only complex, but also fiercely competitive, with several teams across the company racing to develop similar innovations. This was a golden opportunity to demonstrate her worth, but it also came with immense pressure. In the early days, Jada often felt out of place. Her colleagues were seasoned engineers, many with experience from the world's leading laboratories. Team meetings moved at a blistering pace, full of jargon and calculations that left her struggling to keep up. Every time she wanted to speak, a thought whispered through her mind. I'm just lucky to be here. Do I even have anything valuable to say? One afternoon, as Jada was poring over data on the current battery system, a nearby colleague remarked, half-jokingly, "This project needs people who've been in the field for years. Are you sure you're ready for it?" Jada looked up, meeting his gaze directly. I'm not someone who backs down from a challenge. Just wait and see. she replied, her voice calm but resolute. From that moment, she resolved to prove she was more than just lucky. She was capable. Jada began dedicating extra hours outside of work to dive deeper into the issues her team faced. Every evening, after her colleagues had gone home, she stayed in the lab, running simulations and analyzing data. On those late nights, memories of living in her car resurfaced, the times she had thought it was all over. But now, she had a chance, and she wasn't about to let it slip away. One day, during a team meeting, the engineering lead posed a question. Does anyone have ideas on how to reduce energy loss during charging without increasing manufacturing costs? The room fell silent for a few moments. Jada stared intently at the design schematic before finally speaking up. Instead of redesigning the whole system, what if we added a thermally conductive layer at the junction points? It wouldn't be too costly and could improve efficiency. All eyes turned to her. A few colleagues frowned, but the lead nodded. That's an interesting thought. Let's test it. A week of testing later, Jada's idea proved successful. Not only did it reduce energy loss, but it also saved thousands of dollars in production costs per unit. This breakthrough brought significant value to the project and shifted how her colleagues saw her. The skeptical glances were replaced with respect. When the team presented their results to Elon Musk, he specifically mentioned Jada during the meeting. She's a testament to how creativity can come from fresh perspectives. Great work, Jada. His words filled her with pride and validated the journey she had embarked on to prove herself. Jada's success quickly made waves within the company, and not long after, she was invited to join a special initiative, developing solid-state battery technology, a project Elon Musk believed could revolutionize the energy industry. It was an ambitious endeavor, but it came with extraordinary pressure. The engineers on this team were the best of the best, and Jada knew she'd have to work twice as hard to keep up. In the following weeks, Jada spent countless nights in the lab, meticulously testing every detail and analyzing every piece of data. There were moments when failure seemed to loom over the entire team, but Jada remained undeterred. She recalled her father's words, "Something only truly breaks when you stop trying to fix it." After 6 grueling months, the solid-state battery project reached a significant breakthrough. Thanks to the improvements Jada and the team had implemented, the first prototype exceeded expectations. The day the team successfully activated the prototype in the lab, the room erupted in cheers and excitement. When Elon Musk came to review the results, he walked straight over to Jada, shaking her hand with a beaming smile. "You've shown that perseverance and passion can overcome any challenge. This isn't just Tesla's achievement, it's yours." Standing there, Jada absorbed every word as a powerful affirmation of her journey. From living in her car and believing she'd lost everything, she was now contributing to the future of energy technology. The success of the solid-state battery project earned Jada a promotion to lead engineer, a position where she not only continued to innovate, but also mentored younger engineers. She understood that her responsibility extended beyond creating breakthroughs. It was also about supporting those seeking opportunities, just as Elon Musk had once done for her. Reflecting on her journey, Jada couldn't help but think back to the nights spent in her car and the moments when the world seemed to turn its back on her. But now, she realized those experiences had shaped her into the person she was, someone who never gave up, no matter how daunting the odds. 6 months after the success of the solid-state battery project, Jada Harper entered a new chapter in her career at Tesla. Once a rookie engineer eager to find her footing, She was now a lead engineer, heading a team dedicated to advancing cutting-edge energy projects. Her rise wasn't just a testament to her talent, but also to her relentless determination and resilience in the face of intense challenges. The work was far from easy. At Tesla, innovation never slowed, and everyone raced against the clock. As a team leader, Jada wasn't only responsible for technical outcomes, but also for fostering creativity and maintaining her team's energy. In every meeting and every project, she posed two key questions. How can we unlock everyone's peak performance? How can the best ideas come to light? The new project under her leadership focused on developing integrated renewable energy solutions for transportation. It was a pivotal step for Tesla in its mission to minimize global emissions. In the early days of leading the team, Jada felt the weight of pressure. Her colleagues were seasoned engineers, many with stellar track records and well-earned respect. Despite proving herself with the solid-state battery project, she occasionally wrestled with self-doubt. Technical meetings buzzed with specialized jargon and bold ideas. Jada realized she not only had to demonstrate her technical prowess, but also learn how to lead effectively. One late afternoon, as the team analyzed technical parameters for the project, an engineer paused and looked up at Jada. "How do you stay so composed under all this pressure?" The unexpected question made Jada pause, reflecting for a moment. Then she replied, her voice calm yet resolute. "I always remember why I started. I started because I believe technology can make the world better. When things get tough, I focus on that purpose, and it guides me." Jada's answer not only reignited her team's motivation, but also reminded her of her own drive. Each challenge became more than just a workplace hurdle. It became an opportunity to shape her role as a leader. The project entered a critical phase when initial trials repeatedly failed. The energy storage system underperformed under extreme weather conditions. Mounting pressure from deadlines and budget constraints created a tense atmosphere among the team. Jada often stayed late, alone in the lab, searching for fresh perspectives to tackle the problems. One night, as she was engrossed in reviewing designs, Elon Musk appeared. He stood quietly for a moment before speaking. "I hear your team is facing some challenges. What's your take on the situation?" Jada looked up, her tired eyes still shining with determination. "We have problems, but I believe every problem has a solution. I won't stop until we find it." Elon nodded, his gaze sharp yet encouraging. "I believe in you, Jada. Failure isn't the worst thing. The worst thing is not trying again after failing. Keep pushing and don't fear failure." His words reignited her resolve. Jada returned to her team, reorganized workflows, and encouraged them to experiment boldly. Instead of solely optimizing existing parameters, they explored new materials and innovative designs. Finally, after months of relentless effort, Jada's team achieved a breakthrough. The new energy storage system operated reliably and efficiently, even under the harshest conditions. It wasn't just a technical triumph. It was a testament to the power of teamwork and perseverance. Tesla unveiled its next-generation electric vehicles at a grand event at headquarters. Elon Musk stood on stage, highlighting the groundbreaking advancements and taking a moment to recognize the people behind the success. When he mentioned Jada's name, the audience erupted in applause. Jada stood silently, her heart pounding. This was not just a moment of recognition, but a validation of her journey. With this acknowledgement, Jada became more than just a lead engineer. She became a symbol of resilience. Her story spread beyond Tesla. inspiring conversations across global tech platforms. She was invited to speak at major conferences, where she shared her research and personal experiences. At a renewable energy symposium, someone asked her, "What advice would you give to young people struggling in their careers?" Jada thought for a moment, then smiled. "Believe that your struggles don't define you. What defines you is how you rise and overcome them. Everything is possible if you keep pushing forward." For Jada, however, success wasn't the end goal. She began thinking about others like her, people who just needed a chance to change their lives. Collaborating with colleagues, she launched a technical training program for youth from underserved communities, equipping them with the knowledge and skills to enter the tech industry. At the inaugural session of the program, Jada stood before the students, sharing her story. "I once thought I'd lost everything, but one opportunity changed my life. Now, I want to pass that opportunity on to you. Never stop believing in your potential." Years later, looking back on her journey, Jada Harper couldn't help but feel proud. From a cold night in an old car parked in a lot, she had overcome countless obstacles to become a leader, an innovator, and an inspiration. The days of living in her car were no longer painful memories but reminders of the limitless strength humans possess when given a chance and a purpose. And Jada, with all she had endured and achieved, stood as a living testament to that truth. 6 years after the fateful night in the parking lot, Jada Harper had become a role model in the engineering community and an inspiration to many struggling people of color. She not only achieved remarkable success in her career, but also dedicated herself to helping those who shared her earlier struggles. For Jada, everything she had accomplished began with a simple yet profound act of kindness from Elon Musk. Jada never forgot the moment Elon knocked on her car window and asked, with genuine concern, "Are you okay?" It wasn't just a question. It was the catalyst for a journey that changed her life. To Jada, Elon wasn't just a billionaire or a technical genius. He was the person who saw potential in her when the world had turned its back. During her years at Tesla, Jada learned a great deal from Elon Musk. He was not only a leader, but also a mentor who believed in her even when she doubted herself. She vividly remembered her first meeting with Elon in a Tesla conference room. Despite his hectic schedule, he took the time to listen to her story, every detail of it. "I believe you can achieve more than you think," Elon had told her. "Never let circumstances define your potential." When visiting the engineering team, Elon never acted distant. He had a way of asking questions that made everyone feel encouraged, as though every idea, no matter how small, had value. Jada once shared, "Elon has a unique ability to see what you don't yet see in yourself. He doesn't just push you to do better. He makes you want to become the best version of yourself." After finding success at Tesla, Jada began reflecting on others like her, people of color facing hardships. She realized that just as Elon had given her a chance, she had a responsibility to pass that opportunity on to others. Jada founded a nonprofit organization called Potential Power, focusing on empowering young people of color from underserved communities to access fields like science, engineering, and technology. The organization offered scholarships, free technical training, and connections to companies willing to provide internships and job opportunities. In workshops hosted by her organization, Jada often shared her story. "If Elon Musk hadn't knocked on my car window that night, my life would be completely different. He didn't just give me a job, he gave me the belief that I could change my destiny. I want to give that belief to you." One day, Jada was invited to speak at a Tesla event to present her organization's mission. As she entered the auditorium, she saw Elon Musk sitting in the front row. He was the same as ever, humble yet exuding confidence and focus. Standing on stage, Jada began by recounting the night she met Elon. It was a cold night, and I had nearly lost all hope. But Mr. Elon didn't see me as just a homeless person in a beat-up car. He saw me as an engineer, as someone capable of so much more. I wouldn't be here today without him. The room fell silent as the audience hung on every word. When she finished, the crowd erupted in a standing ovation. Elon approached her, shook her hand, and said, "Jada, you've shown that faith and hard work can create miracles. What you've achieved isn't just a personal success, it's a gift to the community." From that moment, Tesla partnered with Jada's organization to develop advanced training programs specifically for young people of color from marginalized communities. Despite his demanding schedule, Elon took the time to participate in seminars and personally interact with the trainees. During one such session, a young trainee asked Elon, "What made you decide to help Jada that night?" Elon paused for a moment and replied, "I didn't think too much about it. I just saw someone who needed help, and I knew I could do something. But the real credit goes to Jada. She didn't give up. She turned an opportunity into results. That's what's truly inspiring." Jada continued to expand her organization, helping hundreds of young people enter fields they once thought were out of reach. But she constantly reminded herself and others that everything she did stemmed from the compassion of one man. In an interview, when asked about Elon Musk, Jada said, "He's not just the person who changed my life. He's the one who taught me to believe in kindness and the potential of people. What I'm doing now isn't just to repay him, it's to spread that spirit to others." One quiet evening, sitting alone in her office, Jada looked at a photo of herself with Elon Musk hanging on the wall. She recalled his words, "Failure isn't scary. What's scary is giving up before you discover your true potential." Those words not only guided her, but also became the foundation of how she inspired and helped others. Jada knew she could never fully repay the debt of gratitude she owed Elon Musk, but she also knew he didn't expect her to. For Elon, what mattered most was how she was passing hope to others. Looking out at the night sky, Jada smiled. She wasn't just proud of her journey. She was proud to be part of building a larger legacy, one rooted in one person's belief in another. Jada Harper's story is a testament to the power of kindness and an unyielding drive to rise above challenges. One act of compassion from Elon Musk not only transformed Jada's life, but inspired her to help hundreds more, creating a ripple effect of hope and opportunity. We all have the power to do the same. Whether through a small act or a word of encouragement, every effort can spark change. If you found this story meaningful, please subscribe, like, and share to spread this positive message. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next inspiring story.